It's time to go back to High Rock. And there's only one thing that keeps going through my mind. I keep trying to pound it into my mind. And it's don't fish memories.
Boom shakalaka, baby. Yes, sir! Boom shakalaka, baby.
Don't fish memories. I can't express that enough, and I'm just trying to drill it into my mind. Do not go out there this week and try to do the same thing you did last year. You need to completely forget everything that happened last year. Everything. Last year is a totally different ballgame. You've got to start from scratch. And it's been hard because I've had my mind made up for the last month, which is how long I've really been preparing for High Rock. Don't go out there and try to fish the same stuff. You can check the same stuff. You can, go check some of that stuff out in practice, but don't have your mind made up that this is what we're doing. We're fishing deep. We're fishing main lake. Don't do that to yourself, because if you go into a tournament like that with your mind made up on what you're doing, you're really setting yourself up for a failure. And a bad tournament is not something we can afford to have here at High Rock this month, after coming off of a really bad finish at Smith Mountain Lake. So we've got to make up some ground here. We're sitting in 45th in the point standings, and I think it's really, really important that we come up to High Rock and put something solid together. You hear things about what's going on the lake. You hear about how it's been fishing, what the watercolor is, yada, yada, yada. But until you actually get out there, you don't know. But what I do know is last weekend there was a BFL out there, and it took like 17 pounds to finish in the top 10. So the lake is once again, just like it was last year, fishing really, really good. But I do know that there's been a ton of rain dropped into that river system there. And from my understanding, the lake's muddy from dam to dam. But that's okay. That's okay. Because I feel like we should still be able to go out there and figure something out. And that's the ultimate goal. And again, I just keep trying to pound it into my mind. Do not fish your memories. What you did last year, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. So you need to understand that. And I'm just really trying to pound into my brain that you need to forget everything that you learned last year and almost start from scratch. Now, granted, I've got a ton of waypoints marked on my graph up there, stuff that I've caught fish on before, big fish and little fish. And, we need to hit all of it. We need to be able to find a pattern. I will say for this tournament, I'm investing more time in this tournament than any other tournament I've ever fished, any other BFL ever fished, excluding the regional championship a couple years ago in James, where I pretty much had a week. I'm actually taking an extra day off of work, just because that's how important this one is to me. And that's how I really feel like I'm going to have to find a pattern. So Thursday and Friday is not enough for me. I want to be able to fish hard Wednesday and Thursday and not worrying about sticking my fish too bad. I feel like if I can find a pattern on Wednesday, the goal is to be able to run around Thursday and Friday to duplicate the same thing. And hopefully I can even get off the water early on Friday. I've done that before, where I've felt so confident I barely even fished on Friday. So I'm hoping for a good pre-fish like that. But who knows? I don't know anything until I get out there and see it for myself. I have a little bit of experience there. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to be on a dock bite. I don't know if I'm going to be sitting out in 18 foot of water. I don't know if I'm going to be running and gunning, or if I'm going to pick two places and fish those two places all day. I just don't know until I get out there and see. what I can't, I haven't been to the lake, but I have prepared so much over the last month for this. But what I can say is I've done a ton of research on Navionics, kind of refreshing myself with how the lake looks and what's going on, and or areas that I should be targeting. Also, there's a really good website, and I don't know who created it. I mean, it looks like it was built in 1999, but it has amazing information on it. It's savehighRockLake.org. I've been looking at that all week, and it tells you the flow. It tells you how the dam flow. It tells you, it even actually gives you, there's some little graphs and charts in there to show you how dirty the water is, how safe it is to run out there floating debris and that kind of thing. I thought that was really cool. So I've been looking at that website every day, and the lake is at full pull and it's holding steady, apparently, according to that website. So that's been a good resource for me to look at. Navionics has also been a good resource for me, and I've done as much research as I can over the last month regarding this tournament without actually putting my boat in the water. And every time I do a search for High Rock Lake bass fishing on YouTube, my video pops up, and I don't even want to look at that video because I don't want to get my mind made up. Yeah, this is what you should be doing. I don't want to do that. But I have been trying to just find as much information as I can, and looking at past tournament results, which can be a little deceiving because I think a fishery kind of changes from week to week sometimes. And if you start looking at tournament results from like March, it's just a different fishery then. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is a really important tournament for me though, and I want to have a good showing. And I've taken the extra time to do that. I've invested more than ever into this tournament. Like, you wouldn't believe how much soft plastic I've purchased and how much money I've spent on crankbaits, over the last week. It's a bit ridiculous. But I want to be prepared. I'm 3 hours away from home up there, 3.5 hours away from home. So I don't want to get up there and be like, dang, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Now I got to take time off from fishing to go to Bass Pro Shops and buy something, or go to some sort of local tackle shop to find something. So I kind of stocked up. And so I spent a lot of money, but I was going to buy all that stuff now or later anyway. So it's okay. As far as goals for this tournament, I'm not gonna lie, I have not had good goals for myself in the first two tournaments this year. My goal for Car Lake was to catch one fish. My goal for Smith Mountain was to catch one fish. We're not saying that this time. My goal was not to catch one fish and get points. I want to catch a solid limit this tournament, and a part of that limit is a 5-pounder. So I've got two goals. I want to catch 5, weigh in 5, and one of those 5 needs to be a 5-pounder. I believe with a 5-pounder in your box, you always got a chance, because if you can catch a 5 and then put 4 3s with it, I mean, you're right there. And so that's the goal, is to catch a limit, and one of those be a 5-pounder. And High Rock's an amazing fishery. I don't think catching a 5-pounder is out of the realm of possibility. There's a ton of 5-pounders weighed in every tournament up there. So that's the goal. That's what I want to do. Now, the problem with that is finding quality fish, and in practice being able to locate those fish, and then on tournament day hoping that pattern holds overnight, and you can target that stuff. A lot of times I have found that I'll be on fish in practice and they're not there anymore on Saturday, and that is disheartening. It really, really is, to put in so much time and effort locating fish, and then not being able to catch them on tournament day. So it's really important that I have a plan, and then I have a backup plan, and then I have a backup for the backup plan. So I need 3 plans. I want to have 2-3 different things going on. I want to find a shallow dock bite. Ideally, I'd be able to have a shallow dock bite somewhere I can go to catch a small limit. And then I want to have the plan where I can go somewhere and I know that there's quality fish in this cove, in this area, in this creek, in this, off this point. I want to be able to find things like that. That's the goal. That's plan A, plan B, and plan C that I'm going to hope to try to develop over the next, one of the days, Tuesday. So over the next 4 days. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it works out. The last tournament on Smith Mountain Lake, I blamed it on myself because I didn't put in the time, the effort, and the practice that I needed to up there. Yeah, I will not be able to say that this time. Nobody will be able to say I did not put in enough time on the water to prepare for this tournament. 3 days of practice, And I'm shooting for about 20 to 24 hours of practice time on the water. Maybe not fishing, but at least graphing, looking, finding piles of rock off points that nobody else might not know about that might be holding fish, finding little things that might help me on tournament day. You'll be putting all this time and effort for 8 hours, and inside of those 8 hours, you're looking for 5 fish. So it's a whole lot of practice for just 5 bites, and that's really what I'm shooting for here. If I get 5 bites on Saturday, that's fine, as long as I'm able to put those 5 in the boat and they're quality size. That's it. That's High Rock. That's what's coming up, and I'm gonna give it all I got. Nobody will be able to say I didn't prepare enough this time. Nobody will be able to say that I didn't give it all I got, because I am. This one June 22nd means something to me, and this June 22nd is my Bassmaster Classic. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I can promise you I'll be ready, and I'm going to have a good plan going into Saturday. That's it. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you next week, and I'll let you know how it went.